Beneath the shadows, thousands of our officers continue to uphold the values of integrity, service, and discipline. But their good work was being drowned by a tide of mistrust. Because in today's world, reputation is not what we say about ourselves, it's what others believe about us. The Nigeria Customs Service listened and responded. It became clear that we must take control of our narrative and take charge of our reputation. Not with slogans, but with strategy. Not with denial, but with discipline. Today marks a turning point. The official launch of the Nigerian Customs Service Reputation Management Guide, a practical, actionable compass for every officer and man of the service. It is not a manual for public relations officers alone. It is a call to every customs officer from the front lines of SEME to the terminals in Tinkan to the air cargo units in Kano. Because reputation isn't a uniform you wear, it is a behavior you live. It is how you talk to traders, how you act when no one is watching, how you carry the badge, the crest, and the name. The service is not just fixing its processes, we are restoring trust. And that trust begins with every officer who walks through the gates of duty with clean hands, clear intent, and conscious pride. At the center of this transformation stands a leader who understands the power of image and the weight of integrity. In recognition of his unwavering commitment to ethical leadership and communication excellence, the Comptroller General of Customs was recently appointed as Vice Chairman of the Nigeria Reputation Management Group by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. This appointment is more than symbolic, it is strategic. It has inspired what we witness today. The flag off of the Nigerian Customs Service Reputation Campaign across our 4 zones. From pots to the posts, from the offices to the outposts, we are taking our name back. We are rebuilding credibility, not just through enforcement, but through empathy. Not just through surveillance, but through service. Because the name Nigeria Customs Service must evoke respect and not suspicion. This is not just a campaign, it is our collective commitment. This is not just perception, it is about purpose. This is not just a guide, it is our new culture. Let's protect it, let's live it, let's earn it together.
I've answered your question. We have launched this guide. We moved all around you. I think my wife gave birth, but I couldn't stand for the naming ceremony because of this project. I have to leave my house, moving from Lagos to Kaduna, to Port Harcourt, to Bauchi, all over, preaching to officers that we have to change the way we act, we relate with members of the public. And we have done what is called train the trainer. We have launched reputation ambassadors. And that is what we are preaching wherever we find ourselves. This uniform is a collective responsibility bestowed to us by Nigerians. We are not better than them, and we have to act and achieve this. But I understand you are just starting. The issue of stakeholders, who are stakeholders, Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think that has said it all. Thank you very much. I think that has said it all. Only to just mention quickly that it is important for us as PR people, whether we are practicing now or we intend to be PR, to be guided by the fact that you must improve your knowledge. And that does not start and end in the classroom. it is a continuous process. There is what is called lifelong learning experience. And this is usually applied outside the classroom in terms of the place where you work with your colleagues so that you continue to develop yourself. There are scheduled programs of training by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations and different other training outreach that can improve you. But it is important to understand this fact, that this is a knowledge-based industry, a profession that is driven by knowledge. So you have to continue to improve your knowledge in order to be able to deliver. And if you remember on the first day of the program, the president of the institute said something, and I think that should stick in our minds as peer practitioners, that it is service. It is not just about media. It's what you do, and then you complement it with media, whether it is a traditional media, whether it is a social media, and what have you. It is what you can deliver on the table, and this is exemplified by many of the officers of the Nigerian Customs Force, people who come into the field with no knowledge. Some are not even interested in the PR job. Some are coming from medical life and things like that. And it underscores the point that where are we as PR people? We are managers of men and resources to deliver, in spite of the inhibitions and obstacles that are happening. And that is part of the key thing that I think this training opportunity, particularly this clinic, what I call the clinic, because every PR program, whether at the undergraduate or graduate level, should have exercises like this so that you can simulate and understand and pontificate as how to respond to issues as far as public relations is concerned. Finally, PR has left the top of press releases, like Dr. Monde and Adeni and many others have said. It is storytelling. And our distinguished Professor Abdallah said it yesterday and repeatedly, that if you want to do PR today, you must have social media presence. Simple. Because that is where the conversation is taking place. That is where the conversation is taking place. And if you are absent there, then you are doing something by public relations. So I think part of this opportunity that this training program has provided, especially in the clinic, is that whether as practitioners, whether as prospective practitioners and students, you need to have that presence. And finally, for the students, belonging to professional bodies is key. And those of you who will be interested in pursuing a career in public relations should by now begin to prepare to register as student members, because there is that opportunity in the institute for students to register, and that will be part of the mentoring process. When you register and you attend programs, activities, and engagements of the public relations practitioners, you will begin to learn and share experiences and knowledge, which will prepare you that if you find yourself doing your private job and you have got a skill to sell, either to customs or any agency of government, and not only government agencies, even the private sector. Because the truth of the matter is the money in here is even in the private sector than the government sector. So what is the message? The opportunities are there for communications and PR people to take that opportunity as young people to jettison the minds that you are waiting for a government job in a ministry or an agency of government, that there are many things you can do individually and earn a livelihood and build on a career. The opportunities are vast, and I hope that will sink into the minds, especially of our young ones. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes, taking it on from where Doctor has landed, on to move to the social media space. We can see from the totality of what transpired this morning that most of the officers in the public relations unit and even in the headquarters are the younger ones. And deliberately, that's why we established a social media unit in the headquarters. And that is why you could see that our presence in the social media is very loud and very massive, because we are deliberate and we know that that's where the narrative has moved to. So we'll continually engage, we'll continually do our best, and we'll continually up the game. A round of applause once again for Dr. Awal for that wonderful moderation. Okay, before, quickly in a minute, we'll be out to have our tea break. But before we do that, let me acknowledge the presence of Professor Mariam Umar Mukhtar, Department of Mass Communication, Bayero University, Kano. You are most welcome. I love you better on those glasses. Dr. Ashiru Tukuru Inuwa, Department of Mass Communication, Bayero University. You are very much welcome. Then we have the presence of the MD CEO of NCBN, Nigerian Custom Broadcasting Network, who has been with us since the beginning, Alhaji Jamilu Yusuf. The more talked about NCBN, that's the MD CEO. Okay, we will be proceeding to tea break, but when we return, please be fast with your tea break and come back, because the next session is going to be very, very